welcome to the Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security. And we will now have roll call. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Baker McCormick. She's not in yet. Commissioner Kanizik.
Here.
Commissioner Dobb has requested an excuse.
Yes, I did receive it.
Commissioner Baydoun.
Here.
Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Scott.
Present.
Chair Clark Coleman.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll move on to
B, approval of the October 7th, 2020 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Support.
properly moved by Commissioner Martha G. Scott, supported by Commissioner Basham. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Madam Clerk.
C, old business, there is none.
Okay.
Item D1, under new business, requesting commission approval of a grant agreement with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay, so the prosecutor, Tony, are you gonna handle this one?
Yes, Madam Chair. Tony Guerrero, Chief of Legislation, Grants and Community Relations for the Prosecutor's Office. This is an annual grant that we receive. It's a little unusual because under the old rules, this was rolled into the budget and didn't come before you for approval. Since the amendment was made, now all of these come to the commission as they should.
Mhm.
This is $168,491, no match. It will pay for one full-time clerical specialist and one full-time victim advocate. There's no county match. The funds are essentially, this grant is one that comes to us just about every year, and it is for the Sexual Assault Kit Task Force team. The grant would run from October 1, the start of our fiscal year, to September 30th of 2021, the end of the fiscal year.
Tony, when you say a victim advocate,
Yes.
sexual assault victim advocate, what does that person?
That's why we exempted them.
The victims advocates are generally social workers or trained in social work and in psychology. They are the persons who help out the victims. They will spend time talking with the victims. They will come to court on behalf of the victims. And essentially their job is to try to help these poor victims who've been sexually assaulted to overcome and also to refer them to mental health assistance. A very important job, Madam
Yeah,
Chair.
so I guess my question had to do with, are they a social worker? So I guess they are. They would
Yep.
be a social worker, not an attorney, but a social worker.
Correct.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Are there questions from commissioners?
Madam Chair, I will move for approval.
I'll support it, Scott.
Properly moved by Commissioner Baydoun, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a grant agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs for the 2020 Justice Assistance Grant.
Okay, now this is one that we have been getting every year, right? Samaya, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning. Through the chair, yes, we do receive this grant on an annual basis. What happens, Wayne County municipalities, they do submit their crime stats to the Department of Justice, not to the Sheriff's Office. And accordingly, the Department of Justice awards the applicable amount because they have a formula that they plug in the crime stats and they come up with how much each community should be receiving. That's why you can see one community receiving an allotment in year one, but then you will not see them receiving an award in subsequent years. So maybe the crime stats have decreased. That's why they might not receive an allotment from the Department of Justice. I'm looking at the term of the grant. I know it says October 1st, 2019. We only received the award notification in 2020 as well as the application. We're always 1 to 2 years behind from the Department of Justice, but we do have the capability to extend the contract, so we make sure that every community does spend its allotment before we close the grant.
So this will, this runs from 2019 through 2023. Now,
Yes.
so will they get the same amount each year?
They get one amount. Let's talk about City of Detroit. Let's say if they get 500,000, it's 500,000 for the full term.
No, I meant the amount they're receiving is 1,173,000. So is that just for just the 1 year?
No, this is for the full term.
This is for the full term.
Full term, yes, from October 1st, 2019 to September 30th, 2023. The communities don't receive it directly. The sheriff's office receives it directly. And as the communities spend money, then we pay them. Yeah. It's got a reimbursement from our side and from the municipality side. But we do receive the money. We should be receiving it soon, between November and December, from the Department of Justice.
Okay. Are there questions from my commissioners?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Already, support.
Okay, properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Baydoun. Are there any other questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries. Madam Clerk.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of a grant agreement with the Michigan State Police Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Okay, so let's see, who do we have here for this one?
She's muted.
Oh, I'm muted, yes. I'm not. This is Sumaya again. This is through the Sheriff's Office, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Okay, this is a brand new grant.
Mhm.
This is distracted driving enforcement, and the period of that is October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2021. And the officers will be working overtime to implement the distracting driving enforcement, and accordingly will be submitting quarterly financials to the department, to the state, so they can reimbursement. This grant is on reimbursement. As we spend the money, as we spend the overtime, we can bill the state. We don't receive the money in advance.
Oh, and you said this, yeah, this one here is a brand new grant.
Brand new grant, first year.
Brand
And we're
new.
hoping it continues.
And when you say distracted driving enforcement,
Texting and driving, eating and driving, there's anything that distract the driver, the
Yeah,
police. Now the sheriff's office can pull somebody over and give them a ticket.
they weren't doing that before?
Not distracted driving. Usually it's DUI, it's any infractions, but not distracted.
Okay. Questions from my commissioners?
Yes.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The first thing I noticed about this, it says sheriff's seatbelt enforcement. Well, because I'm an old guy, I go back to seatbelt enforcement. Even though you passed the law, there was no enforcement until the state police, the county sheriffs, the local police got together and they told people that we're going to enforce. It wasn't about enforcement, it's about public safety. And so we went through that process, and actually, it actually now most people are wearing their seatbelts. So then we go to construction zones, and I rode with the state police when they were doing construction zones, wrote hundreds of tickets. And we did baby seats, and we did booster seats, and I bought a trailer load of booster seats and gave them out at Metro South and spent a day or two with them. This here, it really bothers me. It's a personal thing. It bothers me that even though the legislature passed a law, it's illegal to hold a phone and text while you're driving, there is no enforcement. And I don't mean revenue. I mean letting the public know that as your elected officials, as your police agencies, we're not going to endorse you holding a phone in your hand, talking and killing somebody in the road or injuring them. And so I think this is long overdue. I think the money is if it was me, the grant would be a lot bigger. But I've met with 18 judges. I've met with a number of the police departments, and it's a primary issue with me. And I'd like to, instead of enforcing the texting and driving or distracted driving like this, I'd like to enforce it like this. We want to tell people we're going to enforce, and I'd like to see the state police, the Wayne County sheriffs on overtime, and the local police departments actually having a joint task force to actually go out and tell people you're going to be enforcing it in this city or this time or this township. And then, you know, if people aren't paying attention, then they get their tickets, and we go, look, it's about public safety, and we're going to continue to do this. There's apps you can put on your phone. It says when you're driving, I can't talk right now, I'm driving, I'll talk to you later. It's automatic. There's all sorts of things that we can do. When I met with a couple of my real small cities, like Rockwood or Flat Rock, they don't even have the resources to write these kind of tickets or do this kind of enforcement. So if you add some resources like secondary road patrol and the state police to work with cities like Rockwood or Flat Rock or them little bitty towns, we can actually get the word out. And that would actually be the ones that we'd want to get the word out first on. The other one, I got the numbers in my district of how much enforcement there was from different departments. And it would amaze you that the big departments aren't enforcing as much as they should. So this is something I feel pretty passionate about. I think it's long overdue. I certainly support it. I'd even like to make the motion on this one, but the thing of it is, I think if we work together as a commission, I think you can actually save lives by letting people know that you will be enforcing this and then follow through with enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Basham. You know, I just assumed that once the law was passed, that they were enforcing it. I thought that if you were driving and you were using a cell phone or had a cell phone, I thought that they could give you a ticket. So I'm just finding out now that that's not the case.
And if I may, Madam Chair, I ride a motorcycle. And the reason I don't enjoy riding anymore in town is everybody you see and every car that you pull up to, you know, at a traffic light or something, or even driving down the Telegraph Road or whatever, they're texting and driving, and they're not paying attention. You can see them go over their lane a little bit, back on their lane. It's not safe to ride a motorcycle in town with all these people texting and driving. And it's not just young people. It's people that are older, seniors even, if you will. Madam Chair, even people 39 years old like you are doing that. So it's something that we need to get the word out and tell people that, you know, it is a law. We are going to enforce it, and we're going to come at you like this instead of like this. Thank you.
I agree. I certainly agree with you.
Write that down. She agrees with me.
Yeah. Any other comments? Any other comments on this? Okay, so Commissioner Basham moves this item. Do I hear support?
Support.
It's been properly moved by Commissioner Basham, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there any other comments or questions on this motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
All right.
Those opposed, The motion carries. Madam Clerk.
E, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
And I've not been informed of any.
Public comments.
Is there anyone, and you might want to unmute, unmute everyone so that they can hear me. Is there anyone from the public who would like to make a comment on any items that were discussed here today? Is there anyone from the public who would like to comment on any of the items that we discussed here today? Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Adjournment.
So moved.
So move. Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Basham, supported by Commissioner Scott. This meeting is adjourned. I'll
Thank
see you guys at the next one.
All right.